So Gene Deal's a former security guard of P. Diddy. This is a guy for years has been telling us about things that we thought were maybe exaggerated about Diddy. Things of abuse with Cassie, with Kim Porter. Alleged, all alleged. Well, maybe Cassie's not alleged no more because we saw the video. Just protective legal talk. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be accurate in what I say. But he's been um very vocal about recently telling us that Diddy smacked his mother once and that he told him he better not ever do that again. He told us about the time that Diddy was butt naked with Ja Rule in the room. You know what I'm saying? um Diddy's role in Tupac's murder is also something he spoke to us before. So I want y'all to check out the date. This came out a day ago, and today it is May 26, 2024. Gene Deal reveals that he believes Diddy will get arrested for Tupac's murder.
Man, listen to me, bro. I was having a conversation with somebody, and they were saying the feds are so deep and involved in this that Diddy just might be called up on that Tupac shit once they go through the money trail. Once they go through the money trail and find out why certain people was given certain positions, that it may be a problem. That's why that tape of Cassie was released. So anybody who was willing to try to help him, anybody was trying to say that he ain't capable of doing this and he ain't capable of doing that, they got it right there on videotape.
Damn. I was wondering, if you the feds, why do you let that Cassie video come out? And that's a great viewpoint. It's to make him lose public favor, and anybody who gets too close to him, it's like a modern day leprosy. You don't want to
Yeah,
be around that guy. That's a guy you don't want to be around.
that's
Strategic if
crazy.
true. Strategic if true.
Because you was working at Bad Boy at that time when the whole Pocket Big thing was going on. You personally, do you think they can get Diddy on Pac murder?
Well, they always said something about $1 million check, and nobody knew where the $1 million came from. Puff may have said it in a couple of rap songs and things like that. But they would have to trace the check back to if that check Eric Von Zip had. And I'm not going to say the person who they said they gave it to because I've said it before. And I told people who contacted me that I would bring old boy name up on there because of situations that he's having in the federal government right now.
So I'm gonna help you guys figure this out. Context clues. He's saying there's $1 million check that they talk about that Diddy paid out to have Tupac murdered. That check went to a guy by the name of Von Zip. Okay. And they're saying Von Zip was supposed to give that check to another person. Now, whether we know he gave it to that other person or not, we don't know. But that other person that he's talking about that he won't name has a book about how he was involved in Tupac's murder and recently did a few interviews with DJ Vlad about how he was involved in Tupac's murder. And then he got locked up. He got picked up by the FBI. And we recently covered it here too. That person's name is Keefe D. Now, whether Keefe D was involved or wasn't involved in Tupac's murder, I don't know, but he said he was. He wrote a book about it. He had a Princess for a Day proffer agreement where he said he was, and then he spoke about it again. And so if the story is true, if we are to believe Keefe D, he was supposed to get $1 million check from Diddy. Diddy gave the check to Von Zip. Von Zip never gave the money to Keefe D. And around that time, suspiciously enough, Von Zip, who doesn't give the money to Keefe D, opens up a club in New York around that time. Now, did he use the $1 million to open up the club? Who knows? Did he really give Von Zip $1 million to give to Keefe? Who knows? But now, I'm not in the FBI. I just watch videos on YouTube. If I know that, If I know these narratives and these stories, the FBI just raided a few of that man's houses. If they can get to the money and they can say that the source of the $1 million was Diddy, this becomes serious. This becomes real. Now, yeah, we know for a fact. We know 100% for a fact that Diddy hung out with the Southside Compton Crips, who Keefe D was a part of. We know that because you can look at Mob James, who was a Paru, who was with Death Row Records at the time. Suge Knight acknowledged recently to know Mob James. Mob James's brother, Buntry, was one of the notorious security guards at Death Row that even Tupac names in the song. You know, he names Buntry. That's Mob James's brother. Mob James has a baby mother from Southside Compton Crip who said that Mob James said that when Biggie was over there, he got a phone call saying, "Yo, Biggie's over here." So yeah, we can verify that Diddy had relationships with Keefe D.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if the feds can get their hands on any type of proof that he wrote that $1 million check, it's finito. It's over for him. It's over for him. Gene Deal has kind of been, his story has been really consistent this whole time.
When you say check, right, just to get some clarity for the people that don't know what you're talking about, you talking about the $1 million check, right, that they put on Tupac to get him killed, the hit?
Yeah. What I'm talking about is that if Puff has said on a couple of records that he'll pay $1 million to, you know, but he was just talking to people randomly. So now everybody said that, and Keefe D said that Puff told them that he'll give him $1 million. Now, do we believe that? I don't know.
That's the gist of that.
That's
You know?
crazy.
Alive said, change the public narrative and make him less bulletproof. More people willing to speak openly against him. Boogeyman got no power after the video and Fed raids. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
wild.
You know, and this, can I be honest with y'all to give y'all some credibility to Gene Deal? He don't really be BSing, man. He said that he got a call. I remember he did an interview a while ago where he said he got a call from somebody he knew in the feds. And they called him and they said, "Hey, yo, Gene, are they gonna kill that boy Biggie in LA, man? Get Biggie out of LA. They're gonna kill Biggie in LA." And Gene said that he went and told Diddy. These are interviews you could find. He's done a bunch of them, so you got to go through a lot of them. And he told Diddy, and Diddy said, "Forget about it, whatever." Diddy was dismissive of whatever. A few years passed by, and I remember that interview, but I don't think too much of it. In that interview, he also says that when Biggie got shot, Diddy left Mace in LA in a hotel room by himself, and it was like 100 Bloods looking for Mace, and Mace was dolo. Now, I hear those stories and whatever, life goes on. Then years pass by, a guy by the name of Unique Mecca Audio, big time drug dealer, you know, Jamaican, came out the feds. He was in one of the wildest federal holding facilities in the country. And he says, "Hey, I was in there with some dudes from California." And the dudes were, because you know, blacks run together in the feds. They have to, because other races run together. So there's a New York car, there's a California car, there's the DC car, and they move independently. But when it's time to go to war, they come together like Voltron, right? So he got friendly with the California car. He earned their respect. He was a stepper. He earned some of DC's respect. He also earned California's respect. So he knows some of the top guys in the feds from California, and they say to him, "Hey, yo, Mecca, you from New York, right? You know anybody who know Big? Man, they gonna clip him. Get Big out of there." You know what I'm saying? These are guys, these are hitters in California saying, "Yo, the other hitters that I know in the town are saying they going for Big. This week that he's there, they going for him. Get that boy out of there." So Mecca said he called Gene Deal. Unique Mecca Audio. He was in jail at the time. You could check the paperwork. You could look at Unique Mecca Audio's case. The man went down for kilos of cocaine. This is a guy who he got an interview with, whether you like it or not, Alpo. You know, Alpo didn't speak to a lot of people, but the snitch jacket, yeah, he snitched. But the murder jacket was also a jacket that Alpo wore. People knew Alpo for that murder game. You know what I'm saying? He got an interview with a Alpo in Harlem. It's Unique Mecca Audio. People vouch for the guy. He said, I called Gene Deal. And I told him. And then Mace, later on, Mace is a quiet dude. He don't really talk to nobody. He don't do interviews. It just so happens he has a show with Cameron now where they talk sports. And then Keefe D gets arrested. And then Mace tells us, yo, the only person that came back and got me was Gene Deal. That's two people verifying that man for me, man. This is not, to me, this isn't really a guy who's just talking to talk. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I do take this with a little bit of seriousness. And now
Didn't who was the is Gene Deal the same guy that was on the phone with Mace? That like they had like that conversation and Mace was trying to say, yo, why you lying on what was going on that night in LA?
maybe because he did make Mace look a little weak.
Yeah, but continue.
But yeah, you know, either way, I got my popcorn out, and now I'm ready to see how this plays out for Diddy. But I am excited not to see another person go down, but I am excited to see how this all plays out. Because by all accounts, Diddy seems to have been a horrible person. So, you know, also who am I to get in the way of karma?
Once again, what's in the light, what's in the dark is gonna come out into the light. And I feel like, and this is just really bad on his part. Like he didn't cut off any loose ends. Like there's a lot of loose ends on this whole thing that's now, as you unravel it and unfurl it, you see those loose ends coming about. And that's gonna be on him too. It's not right, man. It's not right that Tupac and Biggie got done got done up the way that they did, and if Diddy was the one that played the part for both parties, what? Like what? I don't think I'll ever a human being, like you know how I feel about black people. I don't think I ever known a human being so hungry for money, for status, and having a lust for living this life of a crime, like a crime boss. Like he's crazy, bro. If this is all true, already he's horrible for what he did to Cassie, but like this just makes it worse and worse and worse, man.
So if he is found responsible, let's say Biggie aside, because we don't really know the Biggie stuff. I think the Biggie murder was. I don't think following all this, I don't think he was responsible for, but I think his negligence aided it. I think his greed, his pride to show that he could still be on the West Coast, his biggest artist could be on the West Coast and nothing happened, and then his greed for fame and money, because that's the reward for having, you know, that type of thing happen. Let's put that one aside. If he was though responsible and the shot caller behind the Tupac murders, this changes your opinions of him forever.
His opinion already changed for me the moment Cassie accused him of different things. My opinion started changing since then. And then when the video came out, that was just a done deal for me.
So what changes when you find out, if we find out that he is responsible for the murder of Tupac? Does anything change, or is it just added to the fact that he's just a horrible person on your list?
It's just added to the fact. But that's also a question I want to ask the chat. Also, I've been asking people around, like, are you gonna play the catalog? Like, let's say he was the one that was the shot caller for Tupac's murder. let's say, you know what I'm saying, like allegedly.